Did you know that when the Great Pyramids of Giza were being built, woolly mammoths were still roaming the earth? It sounds like a glitch in the Matrix, doesn't it? We often categorize history into neat little boxes, the Ice Age over here and ancient Egypt over there, but reality is far more overlapped than your history books ever told you. The last mammoths survived on Wrangel Island until 1650 BC, long after the pyramids reached the sky. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Today, we are diving into the most mind-bending, reality-shattering facts that will change the way you see the world forever. Stay tuned, because the final fact about a 15th-century mystery will leave you questioning everything you think you know about human history. We think of the United States as a new country and Europe as old, but did you know that Oxford University in England is actually older than the Aztec Empire? Teaching at Oxford began as early as 1096, and by 1249, the university was officially founded. Meanwhile, the Aztec civilization didn't even start building their great city of Tenochtitlan until 1325. Let's move from the timeline of Earth to the extreme physics of our solar system. If you think it's expensive to buy a diamond on Earth, you might want to consider a trip to Saturn or Neptune. Scientists have calculated that on these gas giants, it literally rains diamonds. The extreme pressure in the atmospheres of these planets can turn carbon into crystals. Speaking of things we take for granted, let's talk about the food in your kitchen. Specifically, the humble banana. You probably didn't know that every time you eat a banana, you are technically consuming a radioactive snack. Bananas contain high levels of potassium, and a small fraction of that potassium is the isotope potassium-40, which is radioactive. Now, let's look at a biological marvel that challenges the very definition of life and death. Meet the Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish. This tiny creature has figured out a trick that humans have been searching for since the beginning of time. When it faces physical damage or starvation, it doesn't die. Instead, it transforms its cells back to their earliest state. While we're talking about the ocean, let's address one of our biggest collective fears, sharks. Movies like Jaws have made us terrified of the deep blue, but statistically, you are much more likely to be killed by a vending machine than by a shark. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, about 2 people a year are crushed by vending machines. Before we move on to the next set of facts, I want to take a quick second to talk to those of you who are watching this because you want to master your understanding of the world. Knowledge is the ultimate leverage. If you want to continue growing, hit that subscribe button right now. Join our community of high achievers, it's the best investment you'll make in yourself today. Did you know that trees actually talk to each other? Underneath the forest floor, there is a massive, complex network of fungi known as the Wood Wide Web. Through this network, trees can send chemical signals to one another. They can warn their neighbors about insect attacks, share nutrients, and even recognize their own kin. If you think a boxer has a fast punch, wait until you hear about the mantis shrimp. This creature has the fastest punch in the animal kingdom. Its clubs accelerate at the same speed as a .22 caliber bullet. The movement is so fast that it actually vaporizes the water around it, creating a flash of light and a shockwave. Now, let's talk about the ultimate survivalist, honey. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old, and get this, it's still perfectly edible. Because honey has almost no moisture and is naturally acidic, bacteria simply cannot grow in it. You could eat honey from King Tut's tomb today. Have you ever wondered what space smells like? Astronauts returning from spacewalks have consistently reported a very specific scent clinging to their suits. They describe it as a mix of seared steak, hot metal, and welding fumes. This smell of the cosmos is thought to be caused by high-energy vibrations in particles. Let's put the scale of the world into perspective. The blue whale is the largest animal to ever live, larger than any dinosaur. Its heart is so massive that a human being could literally swim through its arteries. Its tongue alone weighs as much as an entire elephant. But despite this, its throat is so narrow it couldn't swallow anything much larger than a beach ball. History is full of dark secrets, and one of the strangest happened during Prohibition in the United States. During the 1920s, The US government actually ordered the poisoning of industrial alcohols that were often stolen by bootleggers to make moonshine. It's estimated that at least 10,000 people died as a result. Did you know the Sahara Desert wasn't always a barren wasteland? Just 6,000 years ago, the Sahara was a lush, green paradise filled with lakes, vegetation, and wildlife like hippos and giraffes. Evidence of this green Sahara can still be found in ancient rock art hidden deep within the desert. If you think humans are the masters of holding their breath, think again. You'd expect a dolphin to beat a sloth in an underwater contest, right? Wrong. Sloths can hold their breath underwater for up to 40 minutes. Dolphins, despite being aquatic mammals, usually need to come up for air every 8 to 10 minutes. In the world of tech, we use the word Google as a verb every day, but did you know the company's original name was Backrub? Larry Page and Sergey Brin originally called their search engine Backrub because it analyzed the backlinks of the web. Can you imagine saying, "Let me backrub that real quick"? On the planet Venus, a day is longer than a year. Venus has an incredibly slow rotation on its axis, taking 243 Earth days to complete one full turn. However, it only takes 225 Earth days to orbit the Sun. Even stranger, Venus is the only planet in our solar system that rotates clockwise, or backwards. There are colors that exist that your brain simply cannot see. These are known as forbidden colors. Because of the way the human eye and brain process light through opponent neurons, we cannot see a color that is simultaneously red and green, or blue and yellow. Our brain cancels them out. Finally, we come to the greatest unsolved mystery in the history of literature, the Voynich manuscript. It's a handwritten book from the early 15th century filled with strange illustrations of plants that don't exist and a completely unknown language. To this day, not a single word has been translated. Which fact shocked you most? Let us know in the comments.